What happens when you add glue to different materials? You end up with this squishy, colorful, slimy stuff. Whatever you call it, it's a lot of fun. Let me show you what I've got here. I've got my little decorated container, and on the inside I've got this crazy stuff called flubber or blubber or slime, and I'm going to show you how to make it. Let's take a look at what we need. You'll definitely need some measuring devices so our experiments don't go way wrong. Some permanent markers, papers, a large circle hole punch maybe, some clear plastic tape, clear containers, glue sticks, food coloring, 4 bottles of 4-ounce glue, some borax, and some measuring spoons and bowls. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is make a container to hold our slimy stuff. So I've got one that I've started here, and all I've done is taken a clear container and decorated it with permanent markers. And you can see that kind of is going to start your slimy border on the top. Then, for the top part, you're going to take your lid and add a label. And to do that, I've just used a hole punch like this and punched a circle. And let's use a blue permanent marker to write flubber. And you can add some dots and doodles around the edges. I've got one that I've already done here. And then I traced around my lid to make a bigger circle to sit on the inside. And I've actually got some slime on my fingers right there. Let me get that out of the way first. Then, when you have it just like you like it, let's glue this down first. Some glue sticks. We're going to seal it all together with some tape. And that makes it so the paper is protected from your slimy fingers. Like so. And then what you would do is just cut this piece out and glue it to the top of your lid like you can see in our finished project here. Now for the fun part, let's make some slime. Okay, we're going to start with a couple big mixing bowls. The first mixture you're going to make takes 4 bottles of school glue. I've already put 3.5 in, but what I like to do is just take the lid off and just squish as much out as I can possibly get. And you want to squish the top, move the glue all the way down to the bottom, and then give the bottom one last big squeeze. And then you can add your favorite color. I'm going to make mine blue today. And then we're going to mix 1.5 cups water with our glue mixture. And I pre-measured the 1.5 cups, so I'm good to go here. Let's stir this up a little bit to get the glue nice and mixed with the water. And this will take a second. You might also use a whisk. I love the way this blue slime looks in this green colored bowl though. The next thing you're going to do is grab some borax. And while I'm stirring this, I can kind of talk about borax. Borax is found in the laundry detergent section of the supermarket. It looks like this. Maybe you can have a friend measure out 4 tablespoons of borax and put with 1 1/3 cups of water. I've already done this ahead of time, so I'm going to go ahead and dump this over here. It says multitasking at its finest. Let me get the rest of the borax. Sometimes the borax settles to the bottom, so you want to make sure that you get that all stirred up before we put the two together. This is an experiment after all. You can see how that kind of stirs up really easily. Okay, this is coming together. I think it would be okay if you used your fingers or your hands to mix this up too. That would be fun. This glue is non-toxic, so it's not going to hurt your skin. And we're almost there. You just want to make sure there's no major swirls going around. Swirls of white with the blue. You want it nice and mixed up. Now in my recipe, and we'll have this recipe online, it says to pour the first mixture on top of the second mixture. So since we made the glue first, we're going to pour that onto our borax mixture. Are you ready? Let's see. I think that's good. Okay, let me give this borax and water mixture one last swish. Looks good. Okay, here we go. Let's watch these two react together. There it goes. Do you see how it instantly turns into slime? Is that not the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life? I'm using a rubber spatula to make sure I get all of my glue mixed out. And you're probably going to want to make more than one container to hold your slime because this makes a lot of stuff. Now, you don't really have to mix this part here, but I kind of like to help it along. Plus, it's fun to put my fingers in this stuff. But you just kind of want to let this stuff mix in and let the glue mixture soak up the water overnight. And you can see once it's sat overnight how it kind of gets firmer as it goes. But let me just hold this up so I can show you. Isn't that crazy? It's so fun. So this is your next experiment, making flubber or blubber or whatever you want to call it. I love it. It's my favorite thing we've done so far. And I know you're going to have a blast with this.